Morse code.
I don't know how to read Morse code.
Oh, I don't either. I just make it up as I go
Okay.
along.
All right, we should be on and
We are on the clock.
Happening.
So I will open this meeting of the DeKalb County Commissioners. Today's date, November 27th, 2023. And it looks like we've got soil and water up right off the bat.
Good morning.
Mic on.
is your blue light on?
Nope, there it is.
There you
Good
go.
morning. There we go.
Good morning.
Good morning, Nellie.
So last week, Mike and I met about our drill that we're trying to find, a indoor place for storage in the winter. And I think the county barn will work out one way or the other. But we also talked at our Soil and Water Conservation District Board meeting about the idea of possibly using some of the land as demonstration plots to implement conservation practices that maybe a farmer wants to try out on their land, but not really wanting to. And we could show them how best to use the land and implement cover crops and no-till on their own operation. And it would be a way just to get conservation in DeKalb County and show the commitment to soil and water. And yeah, so that's kind of our idea. I think you have seen the map where it's about 12 acres, we were hoping. And it would be right there in the front, so it'd be visible from the road. We were also hoping to utilize the barn at some point when the highway is out, that we could hold workshops out there for the whole county and utilize that and the demonstration plots.
That strip across the front, does that go from the, I see it's east of the barn, does that go clear the property line to the east?
Yes, I have a map of it if you want to see.
Okay.
Just squares
I
off.
did see the map. I thought it looked like it did, so yeah. Squared off.
It just squares off that land there where the
So
barn.
it won't affect the efficiency of the field in any way, as far as the farmer.
No,
It's squared off, right?
yeah, it just squares off where the
Yeah.
buildings are there, and squares it off
Yeah.
across, east of the property line.
A few of the farmers on my board went out to the property as well, and they thought that would be an easy way for like the tractors to navigate. Yeah, that's why they thought that would be a good idea.
Comments?
I think it's a good idea.
I think a good compromise would be to give them the barn. Only thing that concerns me is land here we use. All this money goes to fund county home, and that people tough budget already for us to cover. We have a lot of expense to spend out there, so it'd be nice if they would reimburse them for their lost income, because it's one department taking income from another. Doing the barn free. Obviously wouldn't charge them for barn space, but I'd like to see their income replaced.
There is a potential that we could get outside funding as well.
Just say it should be in the poor farm, the poor people, we're taking money from poor people at that point.
Well, if we lease it for $200 an acre, it's $2,400.
I think we leased it for $250, didn't we, last time?
250.
That's $3,000. That's $3,000 out of their budget. What I'm saying is we're taking a budget money away from our poorest department, so that's the only problem I have with that.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
there is the potentially. I could look for outside funding as well.
Do you have anything in your budget that would cover that?
Yeah, we do.
Well, if it's in your budget, that's what I suggest, because like I said, if it was any other department, we could say, but this is people that have the least in our county. I'm worried about taking their money, funding. We'd have to add it to our budget then,
Yeah.
so.
It's not a great amount of money, but to county home, that's quite a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
bit. I mean, something breaks and needs some repairs or, and just for the upkeep and maintenance. I know they have to have exterminators come in out there. They've had some bug problems, and so there's this money, there's overhead
They
there.
haven't been self-funded for quite a few years,
Yeah,
so we are picking up
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying,
a portion of that also.
right.
Yeah, there's
any money
still,
we take away is,
still a lot of moving parts out there too that need decisions made on, so,
yeah.
yeah.
I have no problem with it. I think we got to kind of clear this with the highway department as far as the pole building, assuming they can move everything out of there. Getting the drill in there is no problem. I
Right.
don't think
Yeah.
that's a problem.
Yeah, Dusty said when they get moved out there, that they'd empty that building out.
They'd have,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, he was out there when
Yeah.
he met.
So that would be, in that case, that would be very doable that, yeah, you could utilize that pole barn.
Okay. That would be awesome.
Location, you got your display there and your drill when you need it, and
Well, they have a low,
the barn you could
they
use.
got to have their snacks and their,
Yeah, you gotta have your snacks, so.
you got to lure those farmers in. You can't, a little bit of food and they all will come, so. But yeah, I think that's doable.
Okay. You think the land is doable as well? Or you want to,
I'm good with if you'll replace
You can
whatever.
cover
if you-
whatever lease income we lose on that 12 acres
okay.
that would go to Sunny Meadows if you're able to
Yeah.
work that into your budget or some other outside funding or something,
Be-
that's fair.
That'd be my motion too, that we make a motion to let them have that 12 acres if they can fund the lost revenue. And the barn could be part of the deal also for free, no rent, when the highway moves out though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then what about as far as the, as far as the 12 acres, is that going to be officially surveyed off? And how do we know where the beginning, I mean, I guess you can look at the edge of the curtilage of the grass around the barn, but how do we, notify the farmer when we're bidding it out?
Well, I
What
think
12 acres he's not going to farm?
Well, that's in the new contract, we're gonna pull the 12 acres out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, so we're just going to say, like, how,
We-
I
we
guess we
can-
got to describe it in some way.
We can stake that.
So many feet.
We can wheel that off.
Yeah,
I
we just
think.
stake it, just throw stakes out there and say this is 12 acres.
Well, we can take a wheel out there and measure it.
That's what I'm saying, and put
Yeah.
a stake in the
Yeah,
corner
we can measure at
boundaries.
the wheel. I mean, we can.
The farmer's okay with that? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
because
Be
it's all
within a
our
tenth of an
land,
acre,
it's all
so-
our land, we're not selling it to anybody.
Right, there you go,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need a survey. But yeah, we'll have to notify him that he's bidding on 12 less
I
acres.
just wanted to discuss
12 less
that process,
acres
how we
plus or
figure
But
it
he's
out.
going to bid it by, he's bidding it by the acre anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a total sum, it's by the acre. So whatever acres ends up net, that's what he'll be paying on.
Yeah, and that way you've drawn this to cut it off, it makes it easy to farm straight across.
Yeah, actually cuts out two corners. That he doesn't have to farm around.
There you are.
Okay, so I have a question. In your motion, is the lost revenue replacement, is that completely outside outsourced money or in her budget?
Or however they handle it.
However they can come
Yeah,
up with the money.
yeah.
and I still have to go to my board to make sure that they'd be
Sure.
okay
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
So,
Like I said, if it's any other department, we'd probably find a way around it, but
Yeah.
the ones that's care of.
Yeah.
Right, but if she has it in her budget, then.
Yeah.
But that would mean the county's funding it anyways.
I understand, but she's
Okay.
put it in her budget. I have no problem with the money expenditure. It was in the budget, so I'm good with it.
Just making clear. Thank you.
You want to shuffle stuff around, whatever
Yeah.
you need to do, that, I have no problem where the money comes from.
I'll second the motion then.
Like seconding that?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any additional comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, the same. Motion carries.
all right, well,
There you go,
thank you.
Nellie.
Awesome, thanks.
Good day.
You.
Excuse me. Okay, let's get into payroll bi-weekly.
Move to approve payroll.
Second?
A motion second to approve payroll. Any additional comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, the same. Payroll is approved. Chance to read the minutes?
Yes. Approve.
A motion and second to approve minutes. Any additional comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, the same. Minutes are approved. Miscellaneous topics. Anything? Susan, what you got today? Real quick and then we'll get Ben in and out of here.
I don't think I really have anything. Mike, have you heard any more about that bridge thing with the mayor?
Have some information on that next meeting.
Okay.
They're working on some stuff right now.
And then Todd, were you going to meet with the Early Learning Coalition people?
When is that?
When?
Oh,
No.
you're talking for the coalition.
You're gonna-
Yeah.
Yeah, that was gonna talk to,
Sullivan.
yeah, I need to talk to her
Yeah.
still, yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
For some reason, I was thinking you were thinking about DART. I was like, what? No, I'll get it right along with
Speaking
that.
of DART,
Yeah, yeah,
did you do that
yeah,
yet?
We'll be good there.
Okay. All these things I keep carrying along from week to week. No, I really don't.
Okay. Well, Ben, you might as well come on up and we'll get you in and out.
He's got to be here for the 9:31 also.
9:30, yeah.
Morning. Good. How you doing, Ben?
All right.
Somebody turned the heat off out there. I don't know who's responsible for that, but
Outside?
I don't like the cold real well.
I blamed Tyler when I came in the door, so I guess
Is that who
we'll
it
just
was?
leave it for that.
Have to get Larry to turn the boiler up. We've got just a few things this morning. First thing for you guys is to sign and authorize our annual bids to go out. I did send this out to Andrew for review and also you guys. Since that was sent to you guys, I did see something on here that I contacted Andrew about, made a correction. Historically, we've always awarded the bids the second meeting after the bid opening. Well, due to the holidays, Christmas, New Year's, missing the two meetings, and then the second would put us over our January 15th date. So I changed the wording in here. Bids will be awarded at the first meeting of the Board of Commissioners after the bidding date. So I changed it from the second to the first. And that will get us in before our January 15th, so these will be awarded at the 8th meeting,
Yeah.
on the 8th, January 8th, so.
Yeah,
otherwise-
that's going to work.
What's that?
If that doesn't work, that's going to work out okay.
Yeah, we'll be
Okay.
fine with that. I just want to let you guys be aware of the change I made. And I talked to Andy about that, and he agreed as well, so. If you guys are okay with that, I've got this for all three to sign and date to send our annual materials list out for bids for 2024.
Make a motion that we send out the sign and send out the annual bids for the highway department.
Oh, man, I don't know. I'll second.
A motion and second on the floor. Any additional comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, the same. Send them out.
Okay, we'll do her.
That's what-
Might be,
7th.
timing might be okay, a little better than, crude's down. I see some gas prices are down. I don't know about the
Down quite a
diesel.
little bit, actually. I'm surprised gas isn't cheaper, to be honest with you.
It is down.
Yeah. I seen a 276 in Fort Wayne yesterday.
Comes down another dollar, it'll be where Trump was.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we can
Don't
get
hold your
a,
breath on that.
It's the diesel that kills me.
man.
$5 diesel. You know what's funny? You get more diesel out of a barrel of oil than you do gas. I think by 70%, or I think it's like 70-30. But diesel's more?
right, yeah, I don't know. I don't understand it.
And you just,
No,
Yeah, I can.
low sulfur formulation is what really, is really
Expensive.
killing them, yeah.
Well, and trains and jets and
Yeah.
semis. Look how many semis are on the road compared to 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 30 miles a gallon they don't get.
No, about 6 on a good day.
Tailwind.
Yeah. Funny, they start talking about tenths of a gallon saving. Yeah, we got 5.8 the other day versus 5.6.
Then the next thing I've got on my list is the approval for you guys to have Bill sign the Community Crossings Matching Grant. Did you get through that, Andrew? Were you okay to move forward?
That was that new, or that longer contract that you had sent me?
Yes, it's the state, it's the NDOT LPA contract for the Community Crossings Matching.
Yes, I don't think I had any issues with that. That's is that the CCMB?
CCMG, yes.
MG, okay. Local Road and Bridge Matching Grant. So I did not have any problem with it. You've got to have a drug-free workplace certification, but I think we've gone through that before, and we have that at DeKalb County.
Right.
And probably use E-Verify. I think Dottie said you guys have that. Requires the county to have committed matching funds. I just wanted to confirm we've done that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that was done part of the application. The commissioner signed a commitment letter.
All right, then I approve.
So with that, if you guys are okay, I'll need a motion and a second to have Bill sign the DocuSign for the Community Crossings Matchings Grant.
I'll move that President sign, DocuSign, the CCMG grant.
I will second.
A motion and second on the floor. Are there any additional comments?
Million.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. Motion carries.
Yes, this is to accept the terms of the contract, accept the funds, and that is for $1 million again.
Yep.
And then I'll continue on getting the project ready to go out to bid. I'm hoping to have that to go out to bid shortly after the first of the year.
Okay.
And then we'll know right where our dollars are at that point.
Good.
But right now, we're awarded $1 million. If the bids come in a little bit less, I think the bids are high. I think the project's big enough, we're gonna be over the $1 million anyway.
Okay.
Unless fuel prices keep dropping and oil prices and
Yeah.
then
Concrete
asphalt
goes to
drops.
$70 a yard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Good luck.
we will see what happens. Just the other update for you, Zachary today is working on County Road 72 for the bridge. They are doing the asphalt milling today and finish the removal of the asphalt, backfill with stone, get the bed compacted and ready for binder on Wednesday. We're planning on hopefully Wednesday to pave that.
Wow.
And then that road should be complete and open back up.
Good.
How's it looking so far? You
It looks
happy?
pretty good.
Pleased with
Yep.
it?
Yeah, they poured the top, I think Wednesday they poured that, the top of that structure, the box structure.
Which road was that?
County Road 72, for Bridge 132,
Great,
that we did the small structure, or the box structure on.
great.
But that's all I have for you guys, other than I was going to be here for the gentleman coming in to talk to you about the well and the right-of-way on County Road 68. I do have some aerial images here. When you guys are ready, I can show that and talk to you. And
Any updates on the highway build, construction?
not that I'm aware of, from the last meeting. No, we've got a meeting this week, this
Right.
Thursday, at 11, to make up our other one was supposed to have been Thanksgiving, so we moved it ahead a week.
I was there. I don't know what happened to everybody.
Yeah, it was kind of a ghost town there, wasn't it? So I was out there, day was I out there? I was out there Friday, looked around. You know, things are progressing. I mean,
Yeah.
they're still hanging lights and fixtures and heat in building two. We should have doors coming soon. I've not heard from Karsten when our doors will be there.
It's hard to get doors right now.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Especially
it's
those
been
big
that
ones.
way.
Yeah.
The heating looks like the heated floor for the shop, all the tubing's put in, it looks to be. Like I say, no one was there Friday when I was there to talk to them. So they was gone Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, over the weekend for the holiday, so.
It looks like that shop floor is ready to pour. They've got it formed up, they got the wire in there, got the tubes in, a lot of tubing in that
Oh,
floor.
man, that's amazing. You're running.
I mean, I didn't envision that much tubing. There's a lot of footage.
By a mile or more there, or more than that, probably a couple miles.
It could be. There's a lot of
Yeah,
tubing.
the addition that we're working on in the back, the gentleman, I'm drawing a blank on his name, that was supposed to spray that foam and insulated that, kind of MIA. Russell, it was Russell. And can't get any return calls, come back.
No,
So we've got Mopper coming back out there. He's gonna come out today, verify it, and then probably have to go with Mopper. So it'll be a little bit more money, but the Russell guy,
Not,
I don't know what the deal is. He come out last week to spray it. His gun was acting up, and I don't know. It was kind of hard to even get him there, so I'm not sure what the whole ordeal is with that, but he's not been responsive, and we're getting a short time frame to get that sprayed.
better, he might be better off, which might be a blessing in disguise if he can't get his equipment working, and
He's
Mopper does it, you know, it's
Oh,
done the right way too, so,
they've been doing it for,
100 years.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they've been around forever.
This other guy sounded like he just started out. I meant to bring his quote, if I could tell you, I forgot it, but, he was substantially lower.
Maybe why he's not there, he's figured out that he's losing a job.
yeah.
Yeah, I kind of wondered, due to the price differences between the three we had, if he underbid it.
Realizes,
Pesky margins just come back and bite you.
Yeah, I know it. So,
You should let him know, though, that you're canceling him if that's what you're gonna do, because of non-compliance. I mean, he's not complying with his end of the contract.
I verified, we didn't sign nothing with him.
Oh, okay, I didn't know. So nothing was signed with the guy?
No.
Okay, good.
Just was a call and say, do it.
Okay.
Mopper did
That's a
that.
lot better than to be able to cancel on something like that. Nothing was
Right.
signed yet.
Well, I mean, we've called, left messages, he's not responding to our calls.
Yeah, he's not responding.
so it might be a good idea, at least drop an email stating something,
If you have his email, sure.
just so everyone's clear.
Yeah. Mopper do a good job.
Hell yeah.
Right, they will.
Yeah.
Not cheap, but they're, get what you pay for.
I'll send
Yeah, they
him,
do a good job. What was that price that they give you, Mopper? I thought you
to
said
me, it was like
26.
around $8,000 or something, but I don't have that in front of me.
Oh,
so I'd
okay.
have to, I meant to grab that stuff this morning and,
It's a spray foam, right?
yes.
Stuff's amazing.
Okay.
Considering how long we want that to last, you
Yeah.
know, having somebody, yeah.
Well, I'll seal it up, tighten it up.
Right,
No air infiltration once
Right.
it's sprayed.
Right.
When you got a chance, I've got a topic to bring up for Ben and the commissioners, and Susan as well, just on the remediation. There was the equipment that was left there as part of the remediation. Remember, we had all talked about that. I just wanted to confirm the equipment's been picked up.
Yes.
Okay. And then I want to find out if the attorney has sent a final bill. I kind of reached out to the attorney because we were getting bills and it didn't seem like there was a whole lot of work being done. Hopefully, the attorneys were only billing for work that they were doing, obviously. But do you know if the attorney have billed any more for that remediation stuff after I reached out to him?
what
I
remediation is this?
have not,
The old highway department.
I haven't received anything.
For the fuel tanks?
Yeah, for
Okay,
the
I'm
fuel
sorry.
tanks. There were
Okay.
still like, what, several $1,000s of bills, like each month or something?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I'm not sure what they were, I'm still not sure what they were doing. I think they said that in general, when I talked to them, they had some compliance work or reaching out or following up or something about the equipment, but,
They're sending bills, that's what they're good at.
so, so I just bring that up. I mean, I don't know that it's worth trying to fight a large law firm over the bills that were there. That's kind of what I talked about with Susan and Ben. It may not be worth fighting over that, but I just wanted to bring it up and just try to make sure that
How
it's
much
all
money are
done.
we talking?
I don't know how much work they were doing. I mean, hopefully lawyers don't bill for not doing anything, but one
No, that would never.
always wonders a little bit, you know.
That was Barnes and Thornburg, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
I can't imagine that they would object to giving us some itemized.
We could just, I could reach out and ask for an itemized bill.
Will they bill us by the 10th for that also?
They might, I don't know. I don't know. Some of the larger law firms will just send out a bill saying, this is our monthly bill, 8,000 or 5,000 or whatever, but
Ben, do you remember the timeframe of when they said it was done and they were waiting for the people to come?
it's been like,
Yeah, I need to look at my,
it was several months, wasn't it, or 6 months even or something?
It's been
yeah.
a while ago, yeah.
And that's why Susan had some questions, and maybe Ben too, about, well, why was there any continued
Well,
attorney fees?
I flat out asked them why we had to pay for them to have to wait for their people to come get the thing. I didn't get a really good answer. They probably knew I didn't know what I was talking
I know you guys have a long-term relationship with Barnes and Thornburg, so, didn't want to
about. So, just as an
offensive there.
estimate, if I look up what we paid in all of '22 and '23, and again, I'd have to look at that date, we've paid for that a little over $8,200.
Send me copies of that, and I'll run, I'm in Indianapolis this week anyway, I'll run over to their office and
Yeah, if you could run to their office and just find out, yeah.
I will find the email I sent to Andrew with
Okay.
all of that. in.
okay.
I think, I was hopeful that my phone call would stop them maybe from sending out another bill or two. But,
I haven't had anything
and
since
she had
September.
that, so, nothing since September, you said? Well, that's good, because that was around the time I think I started
Yeah.
doing that, so, okay.
Okay, while Ben's here, Andrew, this Todd Land affidavit, do we need to discuss that a bit?
Oh, yes, I mean, we can. The Todd Land lawsuit, we are working on a motion for summary judgment. I say we, but it's our attorney, Fenn Cantrell. We've got I think, for the highway department side of it, Ben Cantrell, our attorney, asked me, well, does somebody from the highway department need to sign an affidavit, as to the facts of what went on in the highway department, or Bill Hartman? And I said, I think it'd be better from Ben. Bill can do the county commissioner side, but Ben's the one that's the highway superintendent. That's what I suggested. So Fenn will draw it up, whatever, obviously, then when you look it over, you just have to make sure that it's true. Every paragraph is true. If you need it tweaked, you let Fenn or I know, or both, and then pretty quick after that, hopefully he'll be able to get that filed and try to get the case ended through a quick or summary judgment. Kind of like trying to stop the case right at the beginning. Okay? So that'll be coming soon. I don't know, maybe in the next week or two, something like that. Soon. But nothing to worry about.
I haven't heard anything about it, so I
Yep.
wasn't for sure where we was at with it, so.
Yeah.
Sometime,
The current plan is to do a motion for summary judgment. So you can do, when cases are filed, you can do a motion to dismiss saying there's no case at all, right, when it's filed. Or sometimes it's better if there's some details involved in it, it's better sometimes to get those details out in sworn affidavits and to do then a motion for summary judgment based upon sworn affidavits, just to say, all of the evidence we have here shows this case should be dismissed, and that's what they're doing. So it's progressing, but the motion to dismiss might get decided within the first 60 days. Motion for summary judgment takes a little while longer, but hopefully will get us to the same result of the case being dismissed.
Okay. That's the goal, get it dismissed.
That's the goal, yes.
Okay, anything else?
I believe that's all I had for you guys today.
Miscellaneous? Still, is that it? I had a couple of things, I just, back to the Christmas.
Yes, basically, when we talked to somebody at the IRS, they said that they will not email or send anything via email, which I knew that, and they just directed us back to the publications that we have. So I don't know if, I don't know if at a county level, if you guys are able to decide with the verbiage that I found that the gift certificate or card is not able to be turned into cash, and it's not purchasing just like a Visa card. It's not purchasing just general stuff. It's specific to that vendor, like the pie or the noodles or whatever they decide to get. But you can't get cash back, and I don't know. We might want to get Andrew's opinion on that. My opinion is you guys can make it very clear, and it's very set that it cannot be cashed in, and they can't
Right.
just get cash, and they can't just go buy anything they want. And so I don't think that should be taxable to the employees in that manner.
And I
My
agree.
feeling.
I mean, that makes sense. I'm not a tax attorney, obviously, but, I mean, the regulation, as she's explained it, is you can't give them a gift certificate where you could just get cash back,
I'd be paid.
or like a Walmart gift card where you could buy anything in the store. It's that you're giving them, because if you give them a pie or a turkey, it's
Right.
exempt, right?
Right.
So what you're trying to do is you're trying to give them a gift certificate to a place where you have to buy pie or turkey, in a sense. You can choose your pie or turkey, but you're not getting cash.
Right.
I don't have a problem. I think it's gonna be fine. I just
I think so too.
don't trust IRS.
Probably a
for
reasonable
anything.
risk to do that if it's to a
Horrible.
place that won't let you get cash back. I
Yeah.
think that's the key thing.
Yeah.
I think we're within our compliance on that. I mean, I don't see how anybody can argue that $20 is something, anything other than
Substantial.
de minimis.
It's de
spending.
minimis.
Yeah,
Right.
It should be.
yeah.
But, like I said, I don't trust them. And
And it's it's a once a year
right.
thing. Like, it's not something, they talk about if you have to like keep track of it
Yeah.
more and more, and like if you keep doing it like throughout the year, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And nobody, to be honest about it, nobody pays taxes on their Christmas gifts.
No.
Even if you return it for cash,
Yeah.
you don't pay taxes on it. So, I mean, it's like, if they come after us for this, well, you know,
I don't
kudos
think
to
we're-
them,
I
I
think
guess,
we're fine.
whatever. I think we can go ahead.
If they come after you, you can argue you're complying.
Yeah.
We had a
Because
meeting about it.
A
and said
gift
we-
certificate without money back.
I don't think they would. But
Well, we can tell them what fools they are.
yeah, bring them in. I'd love to have one here in person. We'd have a nice talk with
I
the
think
staff
the
papers this
only
big.
other, and I don't know, we'd have to check with the vendor because I don't know if their gift cards are numbered or anything like that. If they have a numeric, I don't want them to make a numeric system, but if they have one, then I could at least track who got which gift card, and
Okay.
they would be happy with at least some tracking in that manner.
We ready for a motion to move ahead with that?
Yeah, I'll move that we go ahead and do $20 gift cards for Dutch Heritage for all of the team.
Okay.
Second.
A motion and second. Any additional comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, the same. Motion carries. Who,
I'll contact.
you contact them? Okay. Thank you, Susan.
Susan, did Jesse Zare ever get in touch with you or Jody?
Yes, I actually go on December 4th and December 11th to two different places to sell the plates.
Yeah, okay.
And it was we paid to advertise it in their communicator so that they know that it was happening.
Awesome, great.
Yep.
I'll look forward to a report on how well that went.
Yes, it will be
Hopefully
interesting.
that'll be
Yeah.
a good situation.
Yep.
Okay. Got a question. What's our next move as far as the renting out the farmland and lease on the bank barn, or, yeah, the bank barn.
Yes, we'll be preparing the bids for the documents. We'll have the letter out to the farmer for the farmland will go out. I believe I also spoke on the phone with, or maybe I didn't yet speak with is it Tom Fortman? I think there's a
Yes.
Keller, I believe I spoke with on the phone. And then with Fortman, I'll just at least be doing a letter similar to the one that McKenna did before, just saying we'll need to rebid it out, and county commissioners would like you to bid, of course, and
Off we go.
so off we go. The only difference is that the new bid document for the farmland is going to be minus the 12 acres.
Yes, right. And we had a list, and I saw the list in here of potential farmers that might be interested.
Yeah, those are ones that Jim had. I don't know where that list came from, but
I might have put some of those, suggested some of those. I know one that might be in
there
the-
is this, like
Yeah.
the third page or so,
Yeah.
that lists.
Should we send out a notice to those potentials, or at least to the ones that bid the last time? Which would be Steve Grade and Tom Keller. That'd be, and I can put out some word around the neighborhood.
So do you want me to send the notice out to those farmers? Is that,
Yeah,
okay?
if you would, if you could.
Yep,
The more the merrier.
yep. And that's in that packet,
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
the one I just
Okay,
gave
yep.
you, it's like the 5th page or so.
okay,
The list of suggested farmers and the two farmers that did bid on it.
gotcha.
They're both,
Okay,
it's all in that packet.
yep.
Okay. Well, we cleaned up then on the miscellaneous. If we are, I think we can go ahead and move ahead with Bert Holman.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'm Bert Holman. I'm come as a member of the Township Board over in Spencer Township. We're that little township over in the corner on the south. We asked, I'll give it to you in just a second here, but we're making a request that costs you nothing, and we ask for nothing other than you're saying, go for it. We think it's reasonable, and
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Holman.
Well, just enough. Thank you. All right.
we're fairly limited over in that area as far as available land. As you know, townships basically deal with just two functions now as time has evolved, and that's fire protection and poor relief, with poor relief generally being handled by the normal or other government programs. So we're primarily there to facilitate fire protection. And we don't have any water system there, the closest being in St. Joe. So what we would like to do is install a pump that'll produce about 500 gallons per minute, which is similar to what you would get from a fire hydrant, so that we can have a more timely response in case of a need that occurs. It doesn't happen often, but some years ago I had a fire at my own home, and I can tell you it's rather exciting to stand and watch your building burn.
Yeah.
And there are emotions that come to bear that you wouldn't believe. So
How big of a structure would it take to
It's,
I mean, because 500 gallon per minute's got to be what, a 15-inch well? Or-
I don't know the well, I don't think it's that big, but you're still not talking a 4 or 6 inch well. It's like 8, 10, 12, that kind of thing.
Huh.
Over where we are, there's a tremendous water table down below us. I live maybe, the crow flies a half mile from where we're looking at doing it. And when I put my well in, they struck a water-bearing vein at, I think, 24 feet below the surface, and it went down to 85 feet. So we put in a well with has a 15-foot strainer, so the water we have, it's just down below. And, but you have a pump that we would have to enclose, and then you're going to have the control system. We aren't envisioning any large structure, a small enclosure and a control panel that would probably be pole mounted. So it'd be very minimal. It'd be similar to what you'd see around a lift station, that kind of. And as we looked, we were trying to find areas, and what we came up with was a spot. Eventually, what we came up with was that spot in front of the community club. They, as you see, have signed off on this. The ability to turn the trucks around, move the trucks around, not create a problem or an issue there, having 3-phase power. We think those things are there. We aren't designated as a fire pump because that involves another series of regulations that we don't really want to get into, but we think it would be a benefit to our people, and it would allow us to continue our mandate to provide for their citizens.
It seems like this might be a structure that needs to be approved through the Plan Commission or through the zoning, because it's a structure within a right-of-way. I mean, it may be something that could be approved like as an exception or something, or a
Variance, maybe.
variance, yeah. But I don't know, that's just, in seeing this, that's what my first thought was.
Ben, what else is allowed in a right-of-way generally? What structures have been allowed in a right-of-way in the past?
Typically,
That are-
we only do signs. Probably been about it.
Like the gas company, they put pipes up in structures in our right-of-ways.
We're also we're required for Utility Regulatory Commission because that serves a great population. They maintain that. It's their responsibility to locate that. Utilities are a little bit different than any private individuals want to do something. I've never seen something like this in a road right of way in the past. There are exceptions I think you can make. There's concern, we got a limited amount of area there, roughly edge of pavement to the back of the right of way is 25 feet. Move that kind of water, you're going to need a minimum of 5-inch storage connection for hydrant to move that amount of water,
Going to be a minimum, but I'm sorry.
I'd like to see.
The 5-inch connection of storage.
Yeah, standard.
Fire, yeah.
Yeah,
typically.
connection for a fire hose is what we're going to do.
Because a fire hose, you can hook up a 5-inch, you can hook up a 2.5, but you're not going to get that kind of GPM out of a 2-inch hose, 2.5-inch hose. You're going to have to go to a 5-inch hose.
No, that's a lot of water.
A lot of water. And then the size of the well, you're going to have a power head there, you're going to have a control panel, power pole. Talking quite a bit in a little area. I'd like to see, if you guys are considering that, I'd like to see some drawings, some measurements. You'd have to have some type of a memorandum of understanding with a responsible party of this to make sure that it is properly maintained, safe, because it is in the county road right of way, that we do have liability for anything that we allow in our road right of way. Even though they do that, we technically still are a little bit reliable on some.
There can be lawsuits involving, for example, where they put telephone poles. If a telephone pole is right up next to the road, you can maybe sue the power company. Now, this obviously is not right up next to the road like a telephone pole, but that sort of liability issue, I think, is what you're talking about.
And then also, if we ever do any type of road construction projects where this would have to be relocated, like we did on the 56 project, have to be understanding that they would have to vacate the well, move it all on their expense. I mean, there's a lot of things that we got to consider to put that in there. I think it is important to the Spencerville community to have something.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that at all. I'm concerned with it in the road right away. I don't,
Well, you know, you have, even though it's in towns, you have fire hydrants in right-of-ways all the time. And we are a government agency, a small one, or a government function dealing with another government. Can you imagine one of us suing the other? I can't. Maybe, you know, how many times do you have those kind of suits? I don't see much of a risk, and if we got to hire consultants and start going through an involved process, you're effectively going to kill this project. It's just, we weren't set up for that.
I see quite a bit of area to the east. Isn't there some way you could locate that over in that area, on the east side of that property?
On the east side.
Yeah, if you came in and you could loop around with the truck, be heading towards the road going out, the east side of the property is open there. You could put a wellhead down there maybe, possibly.
No, there are other structures on the east side. You have me a little confused there because the road goes.
May I speak here? I'm Sherry Bushy. I'm the Spencer Township trustee. And to answer the question about going to the Plan Commission, I did ask the Plan Commission, and they said they don't have anything to do with the placement of a well. There's no plan approval required.
Okay.
You had talked about the structures to the east. We had thought we were going to do this last year, and it didn't happen. And so we had the people come out from 811, and they showed us where the county tile comes through. Well, the county tile comes through that area in the east of the building. So we moved then 25 feet to the west, which about put it right where you see it there, where the little dot is. And that it was like, wow. And there's 3 utility poles in your right of way there. One of those happens to carry a 220 line. So it just seemed like this is pretty optimal right here. And as far as getting the trucks in and out, it makes it easier, and they would have Stokes connection. The tankers nowadays, most of them have the 5-inch connection. And this would be a 10-inch well. 10-inch well, 500 gallon a minute. And they could come in to the parking lot, access it, and also access it from the road. So it actually acts as a dual capability at the same time.
And when you go to the east of the property, all the way to the east, there's a structure there already. I'm not sure whether it's gas or a sewer lift station, but there's a.
No, there is an easement there. It must be for
There's
their
a
lift
line that went
station.
up to the Dollar General, and I believe that's a sewer line that came down. And then we did have the county come out, the tile folks, and they marked off where the tile was, and then we moved over 25 feet, went ping. So that's.
Drill right through that tile. It won't hurt anything.
a little more water.
Probably needs reconstructed anyway.
The other thing is that if you look at the right-of-ways, and I don't have any idea why that is, the right-of-ways wider there in front of the community club than it is on either side of it. And on the other side of the road, the right-of-way is not even established on the map. It's just the old in the center. So
There was something evidently changed at some point. There's a requirement by the Plan Commission and the UDO on certain of our roads, whether it meets the criteria, being a major collector or whatever that may be, that you have to dedicate more road right away. Because potentially at some point that road's eligible for a upgrade.
right,
So that's why they do that. on a lot of-
I'm sure that could happen, but I would be amazed if anybody that's lived in this room would be alive when it does.
But the township, speaking from the township's point of view, it's something that we've needed for a long time. Sure, we have the river. That's not really very suitable for trying to get the water out. And we have some gravel pits. Again, that's not very suitable, particularly in the wintertime. So not only to serve as a source for to fill tankers if there's a need, but also my idea was about if there's a catastrophe, if we have a tornado comes through, heaven forbid, we've had them in the past and they've come through, but we can hook up a generator with enough power to get power for the community, to have a water source. That seems to be a big criteria in these where the catastrophes are occurring. The communities don't have a source of water. So that was the second thought, having this well there, and it's in a community area by the community club. Most people are familiar with it.
I have a couple of thoughts. One would be, would this well and fire hydrant be towards the back? It would need to be well to the back of that right of way.
I would think it would be almost toward the edge of the right of way.
On the
toward
edge.
We don't want to put it out directly by the road. We want it accessible from the road.
Yeah.
So if you look, I don't know whether you can see on the map, there's a pole in there. I would guess somewhere around that pole line or back toward the building. I don't know, it would depend on what's buried directly under it, but we would want to put it down back toward the edge and away from the road, you know.
Yeah.
In fact, the pole, if we could utilize it, would be a barrier to the well.
Yeah.
So putting it out and exposing it away from the pole would not make any sense. Putting it back toward that way would, and then we would obviously have to do some protection to keep people from backing into it.
Yeah. Could we dedicate a part of that highway to Spencerville, or that right of way to Spencerville? Maybe enough footage to set that.
You could probably take the additional that was required away. We're going to have to maintain our 40-foot through there,
Yeah.
you know, but that little bit of, you're going to gain maybe 38, so you're going to gain maybe 18 feet according to that, possibly.
Yeah, if you go back to your normal right of way, we're happy.
That'd be awesome.
So we need, and we'll do it, and we don't need anything else.
The only thing we'd have to verify is if, well, there shouldn't be, we should be fine. Just so there wasn't any utilities that got established in that right of way, because then we would,
But that takes it off our plate as far as liability if we dedicate that back to Spencerville. Enough so they can, you don't have to do all of it, but enough
this
so they can
right
set
away
that facility
here
in there.
give you sufficient upgrade capability in the future if it would upgrade the original?
probably not. But we would have to buy property, the whole corridor.
No, what I'm saying is, that, okay, so we'd have to buy property anyway.
If we was to do an upgrade.
So the agreement would be that they won't fight us, you know, we'd have to have that in, that they
Well,
wouldn't
we
fight
would-
us if we'd have to expand. Plus, like I said, I think you make a good point, this is for government, it's in an established, you know, for fire protection anyway, that's,
And where it's located, that close to the stop sign and everything, you know,
Yeah.
that takes some of the traffic concerns
no
off.
one's running.
I think it's important
You know,
to work with them. I'm just pointing out the liabilities that we're looking at. And I'm just trying to keep everybody safe.
Well,
I mean, just on the up and up with everybody and what can happen and.
I don't, and I appreciate that. I don't think we need to have, you know, full set of engineering drawings on that,
No,
but I think we need to have
Exactly
some
where it'll
kind of a
be.
drawing of exactly where you want to locate it. I mean, whether you just, you know, measure it off and
Well,
draw it out
to be
yourself.
honest, it's gonna kind of depend on the well man. He has to, he said he needs enough room to come in to set his rig. And that was the spot, was
Yeah.
that little spot right there in the green.
It'll fit in there, the well rig will fit.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
No
he can-
problem.
So then if in the future he needed to pull it, he just needed room to come in.
But he's got the parking lot right
Yeah,
there.
that
He's got a
parking
clear
lot's
area to the north.
Plenty big,
Parking lot there as well.
yeah.
And again, we would do 811, have them come out and make sure that there's no electricity, no gas, no sewer, no county tile. We know where the county tile is because we moved over the 25 feet. But we would do that again as well.
Yeah, so what we would like would be to locate and if it makes you happy to stay outside of the 20-foot off the center line or outside of the 40-foot path that the road would be in,
I think
that
Bill
would satisfy what we need.
Yeah, what I'd like to see is
dedicate that.
exactly where it's gonna be, and then we'll just rededicate that back to you guys. But we need to know exactly what's gonna be and what the footprint of it, you know, how far will it come?
Do we
the
need to bring
closest
it,
to the
do we
structure.
need to bring it back to you or can we give it to Ben?
Well, you could give it to Ben and he could present it
I'll
to
bring
us.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that way you don't have to come back.
yeah.
Yeah, I think we can make this work.
Yeah, I think we need to cooperate here as much as,
Plus, I think
As
it's
much as
important,
possible,
the liabilities in our right of ways is
yeah,
just,
well, we always have to consider that,
right.
yeah.
So we dedicate that back, that takes
Yeah.
that out of
That'd
the,
be a good
Push
question.
it as
that-
far back as you can. Show us exactly how close the nearest structure to the road,
We'll
how
do it.
close it'll be, and then,
We can do that, sure.
then-
We'll do it, it won't be fancy engineering drawings, but it'll be.
No,
accurate.
just put a dot on there.
In
Yeah,
fact, you'll notice on here, me being, not a very good secretary, I spell Spencer with C and a S.
That's
depending on where
good.
you find
that's
it,
all
so-
right.
You know, Bert,
So I guess I was trying to make sure I got it right one way or the other. so.
if you could, if you guys are all right with it, maybe even if it encroaches onto the lot side a little bit more, let's try to split the difference. So the county can maintain our 40-foot road right away through there.
That's what we're gonna
And
try to
get
do.
you guys everything and.
And the
make that-
community club is behind us 100%.
Yeah, oh,
Because
sure.
they see,
Yeah.
you know, guys, this is a great thing.
Yeah.
Because
I-
heaven forbid that there's ever a
Well-
fire in that building.
Yeah, it's a great project.
To be honest with you, with what we're doing, that property's gonna go back onto them.
That's great.
So that well will be on their
it'll
property.
be on your property then.
Well, and if the community club ever folds, that goes back then to the township.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
but it's, again, it's community, and that's what we're trying to help protect here.
Makes
Well,
sense.
We really appreciate the
Time.
attitude and your time, and,
Yeah.
thank you, we're gonna see if we can get this done.
Get us a
And this-
hand-drawn drawing and we'll figure it
Do
out.
that.
And Bob Frymuth is the community club president?
That's
So you're
correct.
saying they own the real estate so long as they keep it as a club or something and then it goes back to the,
Thank-
are they leasing it from you guys or do they actually own the real
They
estate?
own it.
Okay, we ought to have something officially from them,
We have the
which is
signature
this, I
here,
guess, here,
and-
signature, yeah.
Yeah, they're,
But I think it should be something that says, this is more of a support from Spencer Township. I'd like to see something, and I'm sure it'd be easy enough to get, I would think, where like Bob Frymuth would say, the community club, approves this, and as president, I'm attesting to the fact that I approve it.
Because it will be on their property.
It'll be on their property, but.
So does
They'll-
the fire department need to be involved?
I think they
Do
should
they
be,
need
and make
to
sure they get the proper connections they need.
Be asked if this
Yeah,
location
that'd
is
be-
sufficient?
We've already spoken with them.
I was
and
gonna say that
Okay.
would be,
Since the township is gonna foot the bill, they're more than happy to know that there could be a water source there. And that would be ideal location for bringing trucks in, to get them in and be able to do two at a time. One on the inside there in the gravel and the other one on the highway. Fortunately or unfortunately, a lot of these fires happen at night. So it would be nice to be able to have access and egress there close by.
Makes sense.
So thank you very much. And I wanted to say thank you for hardtop at 57. It's wonderful up there.
You're welcome.
thank you very much.
We did that just for you.
It really helped when State One, the railroad was closed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Well, thank you.
yeah. Okay,
Okay, so just so you know, Chris was listening, and he said she's correct. The Plan Commission has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
He also, I sent him a picture of what they provided. He also provided me a different parcel number than what their map shows, if you guys want it.
Just a different parcel number.
They just pulled a different, it's the same area, it just doesn't correlate. They pulled a different area to show.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So it's 11-11
Okay.
dash 28 dash 352 dash 013. And that actually might be the
Oh,
second page.
they just clicked on the wrong, they were clicking on the wrong one at the time, so it brought up that parcel,
Right.
even though we were
And that's
looking
the
at that
That's the
picture.
only one I sent.
Because it should be in
Chris.
red, the box, if you're selected on a property, it boxes that out in
I
red,
think it's
doesn't
this,
it?
I think theirs is the second one
Yeah.
that I just gave you, but
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I see
Anyways.
what you're saying.
anyways, Chris did agree they have.
Yeah,
nothing
that's
to
the
do with it.
second page is the correct parcel number.
Okay.
oh, is it?
Yeah, the second page, they got it correct.
Okay.
We'll work that out somehow.
hopefully a good conclusion to that.
So I think it's good for them to have it. It needs to be in a good location.
As far back as possible, and
Some nice bollards around it.
Well, if it's on them, then it's theirs. If somebody runs off the road and runs into it,
yeah, it's not our property,
not our,
Yeah.
not our
not
problem.
our, even our right-of-way, I should say.
Yeah, because it's different. When there's a fire hydrant in there, that is municipal owned, municipal maintained.
Right.
If something happens, they're out there immediately, they barricade it off, they fix it.
It's something you also expect to see in a municipality.
When you
It's-
get privates that own it, it's a little bit different. They don't have that capacity, they don't have the, but it's a good thing for Spencerville because they don't have the water supply.
Yeah, they need it.
You get a hard freeze in the winter and the river freezes over, they'd
Oh,
have,
yeah.
just, it's good. I mean, 'cause they'd have to haul water from, I guess St. Joe would be the next closest spot. That's 2.5 miles down
It's
the
a long
road.
haul.
It is when something's burning,
Yeah.
2 miles.
Yeah.
I didn't think a 10-inch well would give you 500 gallons a minute, but if you think about it, every inch you add to a pipe is exponentially more water. It's not like, you know,
Well, yeah, the circumference.
Yeah.
Increases, the square inches, I should
of
say.
that pi squared or something I learned. I
Pi
can't
squared
remember.
and
Pi times the radius squared.
Pi times
and the
whipped
big
cream
thing, of
and
course, is the
pecans.
size of the pump and the size of that screen down there to let that water through.
Oh, yeah, that's
And
true.
that takes a lot of screen.
A lot of screen area.
Yeah, a lot of
Didn't
screen
think
area.
about that.
But you gotta keep the sand out, so them slots aren't very wide.
So it'd have to be longer too, the
Yeah.
big, long screen
Yeah.
that allow that much water through.
That's gonna be an expensive.
Okay, anything else from anybody, miscellaneous? We're open, miscellaneous from the public? Comments, questions?
Just one quick comment on the land rent that is going to happen. Can I suggest that it be advertised on the commissioner's website and the county website and/or put it in the newspaper so that the general public knows about it as well as your list of people that you had from 3
Okay,
years ago?
The land lease,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
yeah,
again, more, as was stated, the more the merrier.
yeah.
I do-
It probably should be
And an equal
publicized.
chance for everybody.
What do you think, just a legal notice?
There's a whole notice to bidders thing that goes out that has to be in the paper, and it is on,
Okay.
it gets put on
Yeah,
our website.
yeah.
Okay,
I thought
thank
there
you.
probably was, but I wasn't
Thanks,
sure.
Jim.
Okay, anything else? Anyone? Then we will stand adjourned. All we have is pledge at some point. Who's the pledger today?